Hey there. Hello, my beautiful Facebook fam. It's Emily Diamond. I wanted to give you a real life, live action example of bundling because I just was living through one earlier this evening and just wrapped up some work and wanted to jump in and share about it because to me it seems really normal, and only through discussions with other people I realized that it's not really normal. And the comments last week around bundling and how to really elevate your levels of delight in your just ordinary day-to-day life, people were asking me about that. So I thought, well, I'll start to give you some more examples of it. So tonight was a really great example of bundling. For those of you who don't know, my husband and I, hello, who's joining us? Hi, my husband and I are in different cities during the week. We are a weekend family. He is on this amazing project in northern New South Wales and we're here in Brizzy. So we go and get to be together on the weekends, which is wonderful because we get like a beach house and a city house and all these wonderful things. And hey, if that's as bad as my circumstances in life are going to get, I really need to check my head that we get to have these wonderful weekends away, and he gets to focus on following his dreams and I get to focus on following mine, and we get to share all this special time together. We have lived together, in each other's pockets before, 24/7. It's great. And right now, this has been the way it is in terms of the last, I think it's almost year and a half. And yeah, we're dealing with all the goods of it and the bads of it, and the goods definitely outweigh the bad. So we do that. So one of the challenges that I deal with is my logistics during the week with having a 5.5-year-old, and I've got a big life with lots of commitments and get up to lots of stuff. And so I have amazing community support, which, lessons around support I was sharing about last week. We only really start to get really ramped up full on support from people when we're supporting ourselves. And the big step of that is knowing what you require, knowing actually what support you require, because you can't ask for it, you can't be clear about it, you can't set people up to support you in meeting your needs, and you can't help meet the needs of other people. Anyway, that's not the topic for tonight. That was last week, and you guys can watch those videos if you want to. And wanted to talk about this challenge that I deal with is that if I want to just do something really simple, like go run the dogs, without my 5.5-year-old being on her scooter or being like, I'm tired, I don't want to walk, okay? And, she's too big for a stroller now, and I know there are really big, crazy strollers that you can get for big kids, but I'm just not going to do that. I'm not down with that. So if I just want to go run the dogs, and the experience of hockey last week was that I really do need to get back up to my sprinting fitness. I was not at sprinting level fitness last Thursday night. And so I was like, okay, I need to get a bit more short sprint work in, and I wanted to run the dogs as well, but I don't want to be running it with my daughter. So the concept of bundling is meeting as many needs as you can, varying needs as you can with one activity. Okay, and so one of my favorite human beings, an amazing colleague of mine, her name is Tamara Loire. She and I have actually written a book about this, and she uses the term blending, okay? And I'm a co-author on that book. I'm a contributor to that book. And so she likes to call it blending. I call it bundling. I think she thinks that word's a bit daggy and a bit dumpy, and that is okay. We can call it blending too. But the idea is that we get such clarity around what our values are and what our needs are that we can actually start to combine them into the same activities. So I was like, I want to walk the dogs. I want to do my short sprint work. I want that little bit of time alone. I want to also be a responsible parent. And it's kind of not kosher for you to leave your 5-year-old in the house alone. just so you're clear, that I'm clear that that's not a cool thing to do. I'm pretty aware of that. So I was like, how do I bundle this up? How do I mix all this into each other? Hi, everyone joining us. How do I mix all that up together? Because, my old paradoxical thinking was that, well, those things don't fit together. So if I want to get out and I want to do all the dog walking and all that stuff, then I'd have to take her with me, but then she'd slow me down, so I wouldn't fulfill any intention of it, blah, 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 right? Limited paradoxical thinking. when you're bundling and you're blending, you're like, ooh, how would I get all of that together? So the way I ended up getting it all together was that she got to be at home. She was happily playing. It was really lovely. And I still got into my sprinting gear. I still put the dogs on the lead. And I did 20 minutes of short sprints just up and down my street with my front door open, going past it every sort of half a minute. And that's how I bundled together, meeting all those needs. I say their needs. I want to improve my fitness and my sprint capacity for being on the field for hockey and preparing for that preseason. I want to be a responsible, loving parent whose kid knows that I'm available, and I don't want society to think that I am, not fulfilling all my intentions and obligations as a parent. Then I want to also be able to, meet the needs of those poochies, because when my husband and I took on the dogs, we did it with an intention that it would actually be about our capacity to provide a great environment and really strong leadership lessons and give them great quality of life and a good experience, and dogs need a certain amount of exercise for that. So that was really, really fun. I felt like how I felt when I was a little, or not a little kid, but as a teenager, I had this thing where I used to pitch with softball, and I used to put a mattress against the wall in my bedroom, and it had a chalk mark of the strike zone, the strike height. And I would just ball after ball after ball. We call this playtime in one-on-one coaching, and in group programs they call this concept playtime. But anyway, just ball after ball after ball, be pitching to the strike zone on the mattress. And it felt like that. It felt like that thing of it's repetitive and it's in a controlled environment, but it was safe. And I got to meet all these needs and do all these things, but really combining all these needs or values together so that multiple get taken care of at the same time, which is maximum delight. So that's a little bundling example just from today. I hope you guys can take something away from that for yourselves, besides that I'm, my crazy whack job, intense, flawed person that I am. And I wanted to tell you guys, for those of you women who are in here, and I know there's a couple hundred of you, for any of you who haven't gone over to the Mojo Boss Lady women's page, please do that now, because I share a whole bunch of different things in there that are just for women. So yeah, get over to the Mojo Boss Lady group. You can request an invitation through PMing me, or you can just search in the Facebook function for Mojo Boss Lady. And we've got 3 spots left for the next Mojo Boss Lady program that I run. That's a women's only transformational program. It starts next Monday. We've got a week to go. And feel free to, this is my invitation, feel free to PM me, ask me questions, book in a time to have sort of like a virtual cup of tea where we can chat about it if you're interested in doing the program. And if you're someone who's out there who just knows that you're more interested in private stuff, you want to discuss how to maximize your delight, honor your values, get rid of perhaps any values conflicts that you might have. A lot of people deal with values conflicts. So the idea of bundling together a lot of values might be nice, but if you're just even having struggle fulfilling on some basic ones, or things are conflicting actively with each other and causing pain, then you definitely need to have a chat about that. So feel free to PM me, or you can go to my spot where you can get a calendar space with me, which is emilydiamond.com.au/bookings. And I will look forward to chatting with you. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.